This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of today's host team and MSPN Digital Television and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of today's host team and MSPN Digital Television.
This is MSPN Digital Television, promoting local teams and local athletes since 2017 in North Dakota and Minnesota.
Third time's a charm for the Otters. They're your Section 8 2A champions, the Lynx. What's the victory here over the Monaga Braves?
Producing area youth and high school sports broadcasts, along with news, highlights, and scores of the area's semi-professional teams.
In the 2018 Clark Cup champions are the Fargo Forts.
Also search MSPN DTV to follow us on most social media platforms for news, scores, and highlights of college sports. Plus the Twins, T-Wolves, Wild, Lynx, PWHL, Vikings, and so much more. MSPN Digital Television. Visit us online at our website, mspndtv.com. This MSPN broadcast starts right now. Broadcast booth for the pregame show on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome. We're live here at Starion Bank Field for this final game of the 2024 Shields Invite. It features the Fargo Post 400 Comets and the Brandon Valley Lynx. And got the Lynx starting lineup in. We'll let Brad Anderson handle all that, our PA announcer, until I get the Comets set up here.
First pitch, 12-16, sunshine, 82 degrees at first pitch. And second, number 50, left fielder Ryder Mueller.
All right, now we're ready to go. So it's Ryder Mueller. It was the leadoff batter was Levi Visgrua, and now it is Ryder Mueller at the plate. It's no balls and one strike. Make that 1 ball and 1 strike. Here with 1 out. On the mound, pitching for the Comets is Dylan Sahlberg. You got Josh Tandesky behind the plate catching. And the 1-1 pitch is going to hit the strike zone in the upper right corner for strike 2. now I had an empty spot, so I had to fill that in really quick.
Shortstop number 10, Cooper Ness.
So Ryder Mueller will get on base with a hit. And Cooper Ness is the batter now here for Brandon Valley. And the pitch, and this one's going to bounce right up the middle of Jack Gould, your second baseman. He flips it over to Burns. Burns fires it over to first, but out not in time at first. So that means Ryder Mueller's out for out number 2, and Cooper Ness reaches on a fielder's choice, bringing up Caleb Severin.
First baseman Caleb Severin.
So a 4-6 on the throw out at second on Ryder Mueller. And Ness reaches on the fielder's choice. Once again, Caleb Severin now the batter. No balls and a strike as Sahlberg delivers. Runner goes. Throw will not be made up to second. Sliding in at first is Cooper Ness on the stolen base. The 0-2, and that one's popped up and is caught by Grant Schluchter, the third baseman.
For Brandon Valley, no runs with 1 hit. No errors and 1 left on.
All right, we'll take a break and we'll be back in just a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Who just picked up Buffalo Wild Wings Go? The Hankster! Hank! What?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go.
Yeah, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go. Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs.
Okay, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go delivered, but did he get 6 free wings?
Yeah.
No! That's why I love bourbon barbecue wings!
Wow. That was something.
You didn't like it.
No.
I mean, I used to sing on cruises.
What made you stop?
The cruises. Bourbon barbecue wings!
All right, welcome back.
For the Comets leading off, number 5, left fielder Gavin Jiskra.
Gavin Jiskra, Josh Tandesky, Alex Christofferson will be your 3 batters here in the bottom of the first for the Fargo Post 400 Comets. That one will drop for a base hit to center field. And now Josh Tandesky will step to the plate.
Batting second, number 8, catcher Josh Tandesky.
Comets in yesterday's games here at the 2024 Shields Invite got a 5-4 victory over the Bismarck Representatives in the 5 o'clock game yesterday. And an exciting ending where Bismarck had a runner on third and there's 1 out. fly ball to right field. Wasn't quite deep enough for a sac fly to tie the game. The runner tagged, and the right fielder made the throw all the way home in time to get the runner tagged out at home plate, and that ended the game on a sac fly 9-2 double play, if that's what you want to call it. And then in the second game, which was about 30 minutes after the conclusion of that one, they just absolutely smoked Brookings by the final score 15-3, putting 16 batters to the plate in the bottom of a first inning that took 42 minutes to play. Two and one, the count now here to Josh Tandeschi. That one's low, the runner goes, and that throw could be in time, and he's out. That is, and the pitch came across as a ball, so runners off base now with 1 out and 3 balls and 1 strike count to Josh Tandeschi. So Gavin Driska gets caught stealing, and a nice throw from the catcher, Levi Visgrua. And we'll have a courtesy runner at first for Josh Tandeschi, who walks on the 3-1 count. It looks like Zahir Miller will come in and run at first. And Alex Christofferson will be the batter now here.
First for the Comets, running for Tandeschi, number 23, Zahir Miller. Matty Ford. Number 34, shortstop, Chase Burns.
(1-0) to Jace Burns, the batter. So Zahir Miller, the courtesy runner, standing on second base with Alex Christofferson on first. And now it's ball 2 here to Jace Burns. That puts Caleb Blanchette on the on-deck circle. We'll go around the bases here for Brandon Valley. On the mound, it's Chase Hartman pitching. And this one comes in low for ball 3. Ball 3. Levi Visgrua is catching here for Brandon Valley. You got Caleb Severin at first, Jake Holseth at second, Cooper Ness, the shortstop, Graydon Sharping at third, Ryder Mueller in left field, Archer Johnson in right field, and Maddox Mueller in center field.
Designated hitter, number 7, Caleb Blanchette.
So another walk. We'll have Visgrua and his team go up to the mound and have a quick coachless chat. As the bases are loaded with 1 out here for Caleb Blanchette. Now missed for a ball, so it's 1-0. In that game against Brookings yesterday, they scored their first 3 runs on 2 bases loaded walks and 1 bases loaded hit by a pitch. Let's see if they get any runs this time from a similar scenario. 1 out, that could be trouble. No, yeah, it's over the head of the right fielder, Archer Johnson. Zahir Miller comes in to score. That's 1. Rounding third is Alex Christofferson. That's 2. And also coming in from first base is Jace Burns on a 3-run RBI triple by Caleb Blanchette over the head of the right fielder. And it's 3-0 Fargo Post 400 Comets.
Batting sixth, number 11, second baseman, Jack Gould.
Nice start for the Comets here in the home half of the first. So now a runner remains on third, and that runner is Caleb Blanchette, who got there with the 3-run RBI triple. And now it's Jack Gould, who had 2 hits and an RBI in yesterday's game against Brookings. And both of those hits and RBI came in the same half inning of play. That was part of that 16-batter bottom of the first. And now Jack Gould rips one to center field, and coming in is the center fielder Maddox Mueller. The throw is off the mark, and he's safe at home. It was a little bit off to the right. Had that throwback home been a little bit more on target, it's likely that Caleb Blanchette would have been tagged out. It was still a close call nonetheless, but Blanchette scores, and that makes it 4-0, Fargo Post 400. So that'll go into the books as a sacrifice fly for Jack Gould. And that clears the bases with 2 outs. Grant Schluchter is the batter now. Now we're at 2 balls and no strikes here with Schluchter. There's the windup and the pitch. And, oh, okay, we'll go with ball 3. It certainly looked like a strike from up here, but it was not. It was a ball. Ball 3, 3-0. We'll see if Hartman can cash in his free strike coupon here. Yep, he can. Kind of looked like the last pitch, to be honest with you. So 4-0 lead here for the Comets. And that's ball 4. And puts a runner back on. Peyton Omsbaugh, the catcher. No.
Number 13, first baseman, Peyton
First baseman.
Omsbaugh.
I think I said that because he played catcher yesterday. At least I think he did. And after batting what's felt like the whole team about 8 times yesterday, I said it a lot yesterday, and now it's burned into my memory. 2 away here in the bottom of the first. First pitch misses outside for a ball to Peyton Omsbaugh. Braden Yates is the batter on deck should we reach his spot in the batting lineup here before this inning comes to a conclusion. 1 ball and no strikes here to Peyton Omsbaugh. And the pitch there from Hartman is down low for ball 2. So 2-0 count now. No storms in the forecast today like there were last night. Those storms thankfully missed us going to the north and east of the Fargo area, which worked out very perfectly. That storm was coming up I-29, and from Starry and Bank Field, that's like directly behind us by about maybe 8 or 9 blocks. I want to say hi to Jim, who's tuning in from Denver, North Carolina. Probably my second favorite place in the country next to Denver, Colorado. 3-1 check swing right over to first base, and Caleb Severin is there for the out. They'll strand 1, and we will retire the first inning of play. 4 runs on 3 hits, and no errors and 1 left on, and we'll be back after this with the second inning of play in just a moment. Stay tuned. We're coming right back.
Oh, come on! You gotta box out! That's the problem with kids these days. No fundamentals.
Fundamentals?
Yeah, it's not that hard. You just gotta box out! Box out! Box out! Oh, look at this guy. He can't get past me. I'm lining my hooves because I'm a Buffalo. Box out! Double box out!
It's gonna be that way.
Box out! See what I'm saying? It's just fundamentals. What? What's wrong with your faces?
Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. All right, welcome back. 4-0 Comets here after 1 inning of play. We move to the top of the second now. Batters 5, 6, and 7 for the Brandon Valley Lynx. If you're just joining us, it went like this. Gavin Driska led off with a single to center field, and then it was Josh Tandesky reaching base on a walk. Alex Christofferson would get a single to center field. Then Jace Burns would reach base on a walk, and at that point it would load the bases. And then Caleb Blanchette would get a 3-run RBI triple over the head of the right fielder to make the score 3-0. And then Jack Gould would step to the plate, and he would score Caleb Blanchette from third on a sac fly to left center to make it 4-0. Grant Schluchter would step to the plate, and he would walk on 4 pitches, and then Peyton Omsbaugh on an unassisted ground out to first would end the inning, and that's where we sit right now as Maddox Mueller faces a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And that one is off to the side a little bit, and ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, and there's your game recap so far. As we did not know if the Comets would play first or second or who they would play until, or at least I didn't know until about 2 hours ago. So I've been trying to get the word out to people that we're on the air, and we weren't even sure if the Comets were going to play here or not, but they did do their best to try and keep the home teams at those 4 particular venues on their home field. It remains 2-2 after the fouled away pitch. Once again, the batter is Maddox Mueller. We'll also see Jake Holseth and Graydon Sharping this inning. Once again, it's the 5, 6, 7 portion of the Brandon Valley lineup. 2-2 is the count, or I guess it was 3-2, and now it's a walk, and they'll put the runner on base. Scoreboard and my scoreboard were about a pitch behind. So a walk to Mueller, and Jake Holseth will be the batter now. Swing and a miss, strike 1 there to Jake Holseth. I looked down to check some audio settings, and it looks like they got him out. So throw out on Maddox Mueller, who got caught stealing. And the count to Holseth, I believe, is 0-1. And a ball for a 1-ball, 1 strike. And a 1-3 ground out for out number 2. So it'd be Graydon Sharping.
Third baseman Graydon Sharping.
And Graydon Sharping is going to get a hit to right field. They'll take a couple bounces into the glove of Braden Yates. So base hit and a runner on for Brandon Valley brings up Archer Johnson. So Archer Johnson representing batter 8 in the lineup here for Brandon Valley. Still no runs across the plate. We're 20 minutes in. That's a relief. The first inning took 42 minutes to play yesterday. Right now we're 20 minutes in the top of the second. So brighter days ahead, you could say. 0-1. And that one's lifted up to right field. Braden Yates is there for the catch, and that'll take care of business in the top of the second.
Brandon Valley, no runs, 1 hit. No errors and
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Who just picked up Buffalo Wild Wings Go? The Hankster! Hank! What?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go.
Yeah, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go.
Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs.
Okay, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go delivered, but did he get 6 free wings?
Yeah.
No! That's why I love bourbon barbecue wings!
Wow.
That was something.
You didn't like it.
No.
I mean, I used to sing on cruises.
What made you stop?
The cruises. Bourbon barbecue wings!
Move to the home half of the second. We got the 9-1 and 2 batters up for the Fargo Post 400 Comets. It's going to start off with Braden Yates. Chase Hartman on the mound. I have him recorded in for 22 pitches so far.
For the Comets, batting ninth, number 17, right fielder Braden Yates.
And that one slips away from Hartman for ball one. It's a nice cool, I was going to say morning, but we just crossed over into the afternoon about 40 minutes ago. It's not too hot yet, but we do expect to get into the upper 80s a little bit later today. (2-0) and fouled away for 2-1. Once again, Braden Yates, and then we flip it back to the top of the order with Gavin Driska and Josh Tandesky. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swung on and pushed fouled on the right field side. Once again, Chase Hartman on the mound pitching for Brandon Valley. And for the Lynx, it's Levi Visgrua catching. Got Caleb Severin at first, Jake Holstead at second, Cooper Ness the shortstop, Graydon Sharping at third. And speaking of Sharping, that one will go his direction, foul. In the outfield, it's Archer Johnson in right, Maddox Mueller in center, and Ryder Mueller in left. 2 balls and 2 strikes with that fouled away pitch there by Braden Yates. And he'll face pitch 28 from Hartman, and it comes inside. We have a full count, 3-2. That one sent to left, but also sent foul. He'll stay alive. We'll have payoff pitch number 2 coming up here as the umpire gets a couple of new baseballs for his pockets from the Post 400 dugout. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. That is going to be a base hit to left field. Braden Yates will lift that one up into shallow left for a single. And that brings us to the top of the order. Gavin Driska. Driska, last time he was up, he singled into center field to get things started for the Stars, or for the Comets, excuse me, in the bottom of the first. And he'll look for a bunt. He'll tap it foul for strike 1. So run on first with nobody out, trying to get Braden Yates to second. He will not show bunt this time, and he'll take the strike, and it's an 0-2 count, and now you probably won't see a bunt at all. It'll be straight take or swing, one of the two. And he'll go with the swing option, and he'll pop it up. Hartman tracks it underneath and makes the grab. That's the first out. Brings up Josh Tandesky.
Catcher number 8, Josh Tandesky.
Tandesky walked last time he was at the plate. Takes the first pitch for ball 1 here. Tandesky eventually came around to score as part of that 3-run triple. So he's responsible for one of the first 3 runs that were scored on that 3-run RBI triple, and then the sac fly from Jack Gould following that to make it 4-0, and that's where we sit at the moment. And we got 3 balls and no strikes here to Josh Tandesky. And he'll walk him again. So 2 trips to the plate and 2 walks for Josh Tandesky, puts runners on first and second. And that brings us to Alex Christopherson.
Alex Christopherson.
And we'll have a courtesy runner. It's Zahir Miller on first base.
Courtesy runner 23, Zahir Miller.
So I take that back because Tandesky didn't come around and score. It was Zahir Miller who came around and scored on that 3-run RBI triple because he was the courtesy runner for Tandesky last time. 1 ball and no strikes. My apologies on that forgetful error. And now it's 2-0. Christopherson singled over the head of the shortstop into the shallow gap of left center. I believe that was the hit that loaded the bases. It put runners on first and second at that point in the game. Three and 1 the count now. And ball 4, and that will load the bases. And the bases are loaded for the 3rd time in this game.
Shortstop, number 34, Jace Burns.
So Jace Burns will have a chance to get a base hit and increase the 4-0 lead to more with only 1 out on the board. That pitch will miss for a ball. 1-0. Two and 1. Popped up and fouled away, and we go to 2 and 2 now. Runners stay put, as that one almost hit him. Somehow he leaned back to avoid it having hit him right in the upper part of the back of his leg there. Full count at 3-2. Payoff pitch, and that one's going to the gap, and will it drop? It will. And coming in from third is Braden Yates. They will hold Miller at third, and it's a one-run score. The bases remain loaded on an RBI single by Jace Burns, and that makes it 5-0 Fargo Post 400 Comets. And that'll bring up Caleb Blanchette, who had that 3-run triple last time he was at the plate. Now we have a visit to the mound here for Brandon Valley. So Caleb Blanchette, every time he stepped up to the plate in this game, the bases have been loaded. He took huge advantage of it the first time. We'll see if he can do the same this time around. Already 5-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. We're 31 minutes into the ball game. 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors for Brandon Valley. Brandon Valley, no runs on 2 hits and no errors for the Comets up to this point in the game. And they will have a quick conversation as the umpire walks up to break it up. And in 3, 2, 1, and it's broken up. So the players will retake their positions.
Designated hitter number 7, Caleb Blanchette.
Once again, Blanchette had the 3-run triple that went over the head of the right fielder last time. Right fielder playing a little bit further back than he was this time. And this one, a ground hard hit ball to third. And an error on a missed toss at second. Oh, my goodness. It could have easily been a double play to end the inning. Instead, a run scores and an error committed. And it's 6-0. And the bases remain loaded on what will be it'll be a fielder's choice officially for Blanchette, because the error didn't involve Blanchette, as they were going to second when the error occurred. And this one lifted up by Jack Gould. It's deep enough, maybe, and the throw to home, and he's safe. And now the throw to third, and he's safe into right field, and now he'll come in from third. That's Alex Christofferson, and he scores. Or no, that's Jace Burns. I'm sorry, he'll score. So Miller, Christofferson, and Burns all score. It leaves one runner on base on second. All right, so Caleb Blanchette on second now moves to third after I got that all sorted out. And we got a 3-1 count here to Grant Schlechter, who has walked on 4 pitches last time. This time he's on pitch number 5. And he'll lift this one up to right field, shallow right, backpedaling first baseman. He makes the catch, and they strand one on base. So it's an exact duplicate almost of the previous inning. They get 4 runs on 3 hits this time, and they leave 1 stranded, and we go to the third inning of play with the Comets leading 8-0 here after 2 in the books. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fire Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Oh, come on! You gotta box out! That's the problem with kids these days. No fundamentals.
Fundamentals?
Yeah, it's not that hard. You just gotta box out! Box out! Box out! Oh, look at this guy. He can't get past me. I'm blinded by hooves, because I'm a buffalo! Box out! Double box out! It's gonna be that way. See what I'm saying? It's just fundamentals. What? What's wrong with your faces?
4 in the first, 4 in the second, 8-0 as we move to the third in favor of the Fargo Post 400 Comets over the Brandon Valley Lynx. 8 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors committed for Brandon Valley. And this is Jackson Burns. And a ball is the first pitch to Burns from Dylan Sahlberg. Now, in the 2024 Shields invite, it is an 8-run rule after 5 innings. So right now, that 8-run rule is in effect, pending what happens over the next 2.5 innings. Strike there. We're at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here to Jackson Burns. And that one's taken to left, but it'll drift foul and out of play. That one's to center field. Backpedaling is Christofferson. He gets underneath it, makes the catch. Out number 1.
After number 24, Levi Visgrua.
Levi Visgrua struck out swinging last time he was at the plate. Ball 1 to Visgrua. And ball 2. And that'll be ball 4. So it's a 4-pitch walk to Visgrua, and that'll bring up the next batter, which is Ryder Mueller.
Outfielder number 50, Ryder Mueller.
One out, 1 runner on. Ryder Mueller is 1 for 1. Singled into right field last time he was at the plate as they tried the pickoff there on Visgrua, who's the runner on first. And another pickoff attempt, and that one was a little bit closer, but back in time safely is Visgrua once again. Swing and a miss, and a throw up to first, and they almost got him. I think if that throw would have been to the inside of the foul line instead of the outside, I think they may have gotten him out. Pitch came across as a strike. It's 0-1 to Ryder Mueller. Once again, singled to right field last time he was at the plate. It's one of 2 hits that the Lynx have been able to pick up so far here. Runner goes, line drive center field, 1 bounce. Nice job there by Alex Christofferson to make sure that it only took 1 bounce and stayed in front of him. And that keeps Visgrua from advancing beyond second and gives Ryder Mueller a single on the 3rd hit of the game here for the Lynx. So, yeah, that was a line drive hit. Not much going to that one there. puts 2 runners on, first and second. Cooper Ness reached on a fielder's choice last time he was at the plate. And that one's lifted up to center. Christofferson coming in. He makes the catch. And that will hold the runners in their original spots and puts out number 2 on the board and brings us to Caleb Severin.
First baseman number 18, Caleb Severin.
So once again, the runner's on. Levi Vescrua, on second, and Ryder Mueller on first. Caleb Severin grounded out to short last time he was at the plate. That pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0, and a nice block there by Tandeschi to make sure the runners stayed where they were at. 1-0 here to Severin. 2 away, Maddox Mueller awaits on deck if we can get that far in the batting lineup here for Brandon Valley with 2 away. And now the throw back to second, and the tag is applied, and back safely is Vescrua, who's had a lot of work, a lot of practice here in the top of the third on sliding back to a base. Oh, we got a courtesy runner at second. I did not notice that. Taylor Melby is the courtesy runner at second. 2 balls and no strikes. And this one comes off the handle of the bat on a bouncer to second, and they get the third out on a 4-3 ground out. They strand 2, and we move now to the bottom half of the third. The Comets, 4 in the first, 4 in the second. How many will they get in the third? We're going to find out shortly here in just a moment on MSPN Digital Television. 8-0 after 2.5. We're coming back in just a moment. Sweet Shots is Fargo's premier golf entertainment destination. Sweet Shots will host your birthday, bachelorette party, corporate events, date nights, or a night out with friends and family. Need help with your golf game? Visit with one of Sweet Shots' PGA teaching pros. Hungry? They have a full food and beverage menu too. Try your shot in one of 60 climate control hitting suites or one of 5 indoor full swing simulators that include golf, hockey, hunting, football, soccer, and zombie dodgeball. Make the trip to 3400 James Way South in Fargo or visit sweetshots.com for much more. All right, welcome back. 8-0 lead for the Comets as we move into the bottom of the third. Yeah, we'll turn off Van Halen's jump because I know that one will get blocked worldwide. So we'll turn that microphone back on in a moment here. It's going to be batters 8, 9, and 1. That's right. That's the same batters they had in the start of the bottom of the second. Do we have a new pitcher? 25. Yeah, we do have a new pitcher. It's Cole Volley, who is warming up on the mound here for Brandon Valley. So, according to my numbers, Chase Hartman had 55 pitches, 32 balls, and 23 strikes, and now Cole Volley will step in here in the bottom of the third, warm up, and get ready to face batters 8, 9, and 1 in the Comets lineup here. Don't forget the state tournament is just about a couple weeks away, and it's being hosted right here at Starry Bank Field. We'll have all 14, 15 games for you right here on MSPN Digital Television, and then the regional tournament, the Central Plains Regional, is over at Youngfield in West Fargo, just about 4 or 5 miles from Starry Bank Field. And we'll have all 14, 15 games of that tournament for you here on MSPN Digital Television as well. So it'll be a busy postseason for us here, but certainly looking forward to having our first opportunity to host the Central Plains Regional. We'll have it back-to-back years this year, and we'll have it next year. And then we've had select games of the regional tournament in previous years. We might have select games after that. But this year and next year, we'll have full 100% coverage of the Central Plains Regional Tournament. This year at, Young Field in West Fargo, and next year right here at Starion Bank Field in Fargo. And a strike is called here on Peyton Omsbaugh, who had a direct ground out to first last time he was at the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So once again, it's batters 8, 9, and 1. So this is Peyton Omsbaugh, Braden Yates on deck. We'll see Gavin Driska for sure this inning as well. And that will even up the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still nobody out. Nobody on. 8-0 ball game. As Gavin Driska is kind enough to pick up that ball from the backstop and toss it back to the umpire. And that one will be another one for Driska to come pick up, and he will do so. And they'll just do the exact same thing he did last time. So we're at a full count now, 3-2 here to Peyton Omsbaugh. The Comets have loaded the bases in every half inning, and now they're a third of the way to doing the same this time. It'll be a drop third strike official. And that one's lifted up high to left field. Should be no problem for Ryder Mueller. And I was correct. No problem for Ryder Mueller. Although, kind of looked like he had to, it was tougher than it should have been. 1 out.
Fielder number 5, Gavin Driska. She see money all around me.
So far, 6 pitches for Cole Volley, and it's 3 balls and 3 strikes. And there's another ball, and a 2-0 count. Three-0 count. Four-pitch walk to Braden Yates to put runners on first and second. And now they're 2/3 of the way from loading the bases in back-to-back-to-back innings.
Catcher number 8, Josh Tandeschi.
And Tandeschi swings and misses for strike 1. Tandeschi up to the plate twice, walked both times. 1 ball, 1 strike. Once again, Braden Yates on second, Gavin Driska on first, and that's ball 2 to the batter, Josh Tandeschi, with Alex Christofferson waiting on deck. And that will, I thought it hit him. The runners will take off for second and third, and that opens up first base. And we're at a 3-1 count. So the wild pitch allows the runners to advance 90 feet. And 3-1. And that's ball 4, and for the third time in 3 innings, the bases are loaded with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. So the bases are loaded with 1 out in the 1st. The bases are loaded with 1 out in the 2nd. Now bases are loaded with 1 out here in the 3rd, and a visit to the mound. As that's a semi-appropriate song. Beatles Help. I'm pretty sure that one will get blocked, but we'll turn that down for the moment. I've been so busy with the Shields invite, I don't even know when the next game is. I'm sure it's coming up here in a day or two, but I suppose I can take this opportunity to try and find out. Comets, after losing the first game of the invite, have not lost since, and we have another new pitcher here for Brandon Valley. It is number 50, and that is Ryder Mueller. So that means we have a new left fielder as well. I do not know who it is off the top of my head. Stars' next home game is on July 17th versus East Grand Forks. It's Alex Christofferson, the batter. And the Comets will have the Minot Metros tomorrow at 12 noon. So we'll have that game versus Minot here on MSPN Digital Television tomorrow. Once again, 12 noon is the first pitch, or 1 o'clock Eastern time for our friends not in our time zone. And then after the game against Minot on July 16th, they travel to Fergus Falls to take on Fergus Falls. And then 2 days later, they go down to Harrisburg, South Dakota, and Renner, South Dakota, and Brookings, South Dakota on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And then the district tournament for the Comets starts on July 25th. Two balls and 2 strikes to Alex Christofferson, 1 for 1 with a single into left center and a walk last time he was at the plate. He'll foul this one away and will stay at 2-2. Only 1 out. And that one will get away. Coming in from third is Braden Yates. He will slide in and score. And it's 9-0 as that opens up first base as the other 2 runners advance. Actually, it opens up second base as Josh Tandesky, who will be replaced by Zahir Miller, stays put at first base. So Braden Yates scores on the wild pitch. Gavin Driska moves to third. And Zahir Miller stays put on first. So runners on the corners now with 1 out and a full count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that'll be ball 4, and the bases are loaded once again. So that pushes Miller up to second on the walk to Christofferson. And now Jace Burns got an RBI single with the bases loaded last time he was at the plate. The first time he walked. And then Caleb Blanchette is on deck. Jack Gould to follow if we can get that far into the lineup. Right now we're in batter 4 of the lineup here for the Comets. And the first pitch is a ball. 9-0 ball game here. And now we got a ball and a strike. Here in the bottom of the third. We're at 57 minutes time of the game so far. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners on, second and third. That one's popped up and fouled away, and now we got 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that one will get away from Ryder Miller. I'm not sure. It kind of looked like the ball slipped out of his hand before he could complete the throwing motion. That'll be a resultant ball 2. And now it's ball 3. And just the balls keep coming here from the Brandon Valley pitchers. Up to this point, it doesn't matter who's been on the mound. It's been a lot of balls thrown and a lot of batters walked. And this one right up over the head and past the second baseman. It's a base hit scoring Driska from third. Zahir Miller comes in from second. Runners on first and second now. 2 more runs, 11-0 in favor of the Comets.
Designated hitter number 7, Caleb Blanchette.
So it's a 2-run single. It pops up over the pitcher and sneaks by the second baseman. And Caleb Blanchette had the 3-run RBI triple and then reached on a fielder's choice, which resulted in an error that allowed a pair of runs to score. And they will look and they will get Blanchette out on a 6-3 ground out as shortstop Cooper Ness looked Jace Burns back to second and allowed Christofferson to score. And the second out is recorded, and it is now 12-0. As once again, the Comets have scored 4. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, and 4 so far here in the third. So Blanchette reaches, or grounds out on a 6-3, but gets an RBI on the play, scoring Christofferson. And Burns will stay at second as a result. And you have 1 runner on second base now, and we'll see if Jack Gould can get. He's been to the plate twice, and he's been responsible for 2 of the 12 runs on a pair of sacrifice flies, 1 to left center and 1 to right field that both scored a run as we approach the 1-hour mark of the game. 3 balls and no strikes to Jack Gould. And I would guess that Jack Gould's going to take this pitch no matter what it is. No, I guess wrong. Right field. This one will drop for a base hit. Rounding third is Jace Burns. They will not make the throw, and Jack Gould with a 3 RBI day on a pair of sac flies and an RBI single to right. And that comes at the 1-hour mark of the ball game. And now Grant Schluchter. So 5 runs in this inning. 13-0 Comets. And a strike is called there. Grant Schluchter's 0 for 1, a walk and a flyout. The flyout was to the first baseman right on the edge of the infield and outfield. That one will pop away, and we have ball 1, I do believe. Yep, 1-1 the count. Comets in the last 2 days, and I'm going to hold that thought here for a moment. There's another, will that be an error or a hit? They're going to record it as a hit.
Amsbon.
In the last 48 hours, in the last 24 hours, the Comets have scored 33 or 34 runs. 13, 15, 28 plus 5. 33 runs in the last 24 hours. So whatever they're eating for breakfast, they should probably eat that the remainder of the season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peyton Omsbaugh 0 for 2. Direct ground out to first, and then he reached on a drop third strike last time he was at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, and this one is pounded foul to the Brandon Valley dugout for a 1-2 count. So this game, unless, let's see here, they would have to score, Brandon Valley would have to score 6 runs between now and the top of the 5th to push this game beyond the 5th inning. And a pass ball will allow the runners to advance into scoring position. Jack Gould the third, Grant Schluchter up to second. Two balls and 2 strikes to Peyton Omsbaugh. Make that 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that'll hit him, and the bases are loaded once again for the Comets. That brings up Braden Yates. I'll call that a strike. I'll call it a curveball. And he'll foul that other curveball off for strike 2. 2 outs, bases loaded. Can the Comets score more? They've already scored 5. They scored 11 in the bottom of the first yesterday. That one's way outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss, and they will strand 3, and that ends the 3rd inning of play. But they get 5 across the board, and it's a 13-0 lead for the Fargo Post 400 Comets. 13 runs on 8 hits and 2 Brandon Valley errors up to this point in the game. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned. We're coming right back.
MSPN Digital Television is your home this summer for each of your local area teams, including the Fargo Post 400 Stars and Comets, West Fargo Patriots, and Dakota Fusion Soccer. MSPN will be your home for exclusive coverage of the 2024 State AA Legion Baseball Tournament. And it doesn't stop there. We wrap it up with the 2024 Central Plains Regional Tournament that will lead one lucky team to Shelby, North Carolina. So jump in for the ride this summer right here on MSPN Digital Television.
Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill is an experience that ignites your senses, featuring wood-fired rotisserie cooking. Grilling meat over an open flame creates that savory wood-roasted flavor, while the rotisserie rotation results in juicy and succulent meats. Doolittle's even has an outdoor fire pit that creates a relaxing setting to wine and dine for any occasion. Visit DoolittlesRestaurants.com for a full menu or to make a reservation. Doolittle's Wood-Fired Grill, 2112 25th Street South in Fargo, or call ahead at 701-478-2200.
Welcome back, top of the 4th. The Lynx find themselves down 13-0 After 4 in the first, 4 in the second, and 5 in the third. He got a ball here, 1-0, to the batter, Maddox Mueller, who was walked last time he was at the plate. It makes him 0 for 0. It's the 5, 6, 7 batters in the lineup here for the Lynx, and that's a fly ball to left, and Gavin Driska has it for out number 1. So 2 pitches and an out recorded, and that brings us to batter 6. It's Jake Holseth. Jake Halseth, excuse me. Halseth with a ground out right back to the pitcher on a 1-3 last time he was at the plate. And this one is popped up and pushed out of play. Foul ball, strike 1. One hour and 7 minutes, time of the ball game. Unless Brandon Valley can score 6 over the next 6 outs, under the presumption that the Comets do not score another run, this game will come to an end here in 6 outs from now. Well, 9 outs if you include the 3 that the Comets will have in the bottom half of this inning. One, 2 to Holseth. He'll push that one foul, and it will go out of play. And first baseman Peyton Omsbaugh will not have a play on that one. We'll stay at 1 and 2. Once again, the Comets have the Minot Metros tomorrow. At least I think. And this one right over to first base. And a little miscommunication there allows Holseth to reach base.
Third baseman number 26, Graydon Sharpie.
It's like he wasn't sure if he wanted to run to the base and tag it himself, and that allowed Sahlberg, leaving him thinking that Omsbaugh was going to do just that, and then by the time they figured out what was going on, Holseth was safe at first. So going to the books is a base hit. A little lapse in judgment there for the Comets, but being up 13, they might be able to afford that one. Graydon Sharping, oh, right at second, fires over to first, double play. And that ends the top of the 4th. That is a 6-3 double play, and it makes it a 13-0 game after 3.5 played. It's potentially the last time the Comets will bat. They've scored 4, 4, and 5. Can they get more? We'll find out in a moment here on MSPN Digital Television.
MSPN Digital Television is your home this summer for each of your local area teams, including the Fargo Post 400 Stars and Comets, West Fargo Patriots, and Dakota Fusion Soccer. MSPN will be your home for exclusive coverage of the 2024 State AA Legion Baseball Tournament. And it doesn't stop there. We wrap it up with the 2024 Central Plains Regional Tournament that will lead one lucky team to Shelby, North Carolina. So jump in for the ride this summer right here on MSPN Digital Television.
All right, welcome back. So moving into the top of the lineup for Gavin Driska, who was 1 for 2 with a single, a pop out to the pitcher, and a walk, is Cameron Bevel. And like I said, this is potentially the last inning of batting here for the Comets, as the 8-1 rule after 5 would be in effect. If Brandon Valley cannot score at this moment, they would need to score 6 in the top of the 5th. And for every run scored by the Comets, add 1 to that 6 if the Comets score more here in the bottom of the 4th. So right now, the magic number is 6. And he'll be hit by a pitch, and the on-base percentage for the Comets, I think, is at 100% in this game. I might be wrong. Certainly feels like it is. Here's Zahir Miller. He'll take over the number 2 spot for Josh Tandesky. Swing and a miss for a strike, so we're at 1-1. Lifted up. Shortstop Cooper Ness has it. Out number 1.
For the Comets, batting for Christopherson, number 19, Josh Triplett.
All right, so moving into the 3 spot for Alex Christopherson, who is 1 for 1 with a single and a pair of walks, is Josh Triplett.
No pitch block has been called.
And now Bach will move Cameron Bevel up to second. And there's a base hit for Triplett into the gap in left center. Rounding third is Cameron Bevel. He will come in and score and make that magic number 7. It's now 14-0 in favor of Fargo Post 400 on the RBI single by Josh Triplett, scoring Cameron Bevel from second base. And now Jace Burns, who will remain in the lineup, is 2 for 2. He was walked the first time up. He had a single to left his second time up and a single to center his most recent time up. And now he's going to go, and the shortstop cannot grab it. Looks like they'll get the out at second. That's a force out for sure at second. So Jace Burns will reach on a fielder's choice.
Designated hitter number 7, Kayla Blanchett.
Caleb Blanchett, 1 for 3. Reached on a 3-run triple to right field to open up his game today. Then he reached on a fielder's choice. Then he grounded out to third. Takes strike 1 here. Jack Gould would be the potential next batter if Blanchett can reach base here without any outs occurring. There's a ball. 1-1 the count now here to Blanchett. Two and one now here to Blanchett. Blanchett smokes one to left field. And the catch is made. And that is out number 3. They will strand one on base.
For the Comets, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors.
And the Post 400 Stars just won their game. Final score was 11-10 against the Trappers, part of that Montana tournament that they're in. That game just ended. They won by the final score of 11-10. They split their 2 games yesterday, winning 12-4 in the first game and losing 12-3 in the second game. And now in their first game today, they win by the final score of 11-10. Here it's 14-0 Comets, and the Brandon Valley Lynx need at least 7 runs to force the bottom of the 5th. If they can get 7, we'll have more baseball for you. If not, this game will come to a conclusion a little bit early. We're at 1 hour and 17 minutes. We'll be back in just a moment here on MSPN Digital Television. Stay tuned.
Who just picked up Buffalo Wild Wings Go? The Hankster! Hank! What?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go.
Yeah, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go.
Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs.
Okay, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go delivered, but did he get 6 free wings?
Yep.
No! That's why I love bourbon barbecue wings!
Wow.
That was something.
You didn't like it.
No.
I mean, I used to sing on cruises.
What made you stop?
The cruises. Bourbon barbecue wings!
All right, here we go with the potential final half inning of play here. Once again, it'll be Archer Johnson, Jackson Burns, and Levi Viscrua, batters 8, 9, and 1 for Brandon Valley here in the top of the 5th. And Brandon Valley needs to put 7 runners across the plate to force the bottom of the 5th.
Number 37, Archer Johnson.
At the moment, Fargo Post 400. If they hang on this inning here without allowing 7 runs, it'd be 14 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors for Brandon Valley would be their final score line. And at the moment, it's no runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Comets for Brandon Valley. That one's fouled away for strike 1. Dylan Sahlberg is going to try and finish out this game for the win. He just tossed his 40th pitch. 28 of them have been strikes, 12 have been balls. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one's outside. We're even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Archer Johnson's 0 for 1. He fly out to Braden Yates in right field last time he was at the plate. And he's going to go to Braden Yates again. And Braden Yates makes the catch, and that's out number 1.
Designated hitter, number 31, Jackson Burns.
One and all. Jackson Burns fly out to center field, where Josh Triplett is playing center field now. Let's see here. Tandeschi is still catching, even though Zahir Miller came in to bat for him. It's still Tandeschi behind the plate. Miller I think he has done the catching role in past games, but not today. (3-1), the windup and the delivery. Outside for a ball. And they'll walk him. Levi Viscrua, the catcher for Brandon Valley, steps up to the plate now.
Catcher number 24, Levi Viscrua.
He struck out swinging his first time up, then he was walked last time he was at the plate. Swinging and a miss, strike 1. 1 runner on and 1 out. Jackson Burns standing on first. And they go 1. Now we're even at 1. And there's a strike. So 1-2. And that one going to right. It'll drop for a hit. As Tandeschi, or check that, Yates couldn't get to the ball quick enough. And I don't know, it didn't look like he was hustling too much. I think he may have thought it was going foul, but still, you want to hustle a little bit and see if you can't make that catch in foul territory regardless. But I think he thought he wasn't going to make it to the ball and was hoping it was going to drop foul. That one pops way up off the home plate like a piece of popcorn, as our Post 400 faithful viewers enjoy hearing me say. And now the runners will advance to second and third. Once again, Brandon Valley needs 7 runs to force the bottom of the fifth. The score at the end of this half inning needs to be 14-7 or higher in order to force the bottom of the fifth. 2 balls and no strikes to count now here. And I didn't see where that one went. 2 runs are going to score, so the shutout will be no more, but question is, can they get 5 more?
Shortstop number 10, Cooper Ness.
I honestly did not see where that one went. I know it's an RBI single, but I don't know where the ball was hit to. I lost it in the sun. And there's a ball. And there's another base hit. This one out into right field. Now move the first base runner up to second. Time is called as Tandeschi will go up and have a chat with Sauberg. So you got Ryder Mueller on second base. Cooper Ness on first. And Caleb Severin, who's 0 for 2, with a ground out to third and a ground out to second. Runners go, throw to third, they got him. Oh, they did not get him. Interesting. Oh. I thought the umpire waved his hand safe. I did. So he was thrown out at third. I thought the throw got there in time, but then I thought I saw the umpire go safe. And apparently his out call is a little bit different than most umpires. So there's a ground ball to second. All they need to do is throw it over to first, and that will do it. Your final score in this one, the Fargo Post 400 Comets 14 and the Brandon Valley Lynx 2. And that is your final. And once again, the Fargo Post 400 Comets will have a game against the Minot Metros. First pitch is scheduled for 12 noon tomorrow. And then the day after that, we'll see the Fargo Post 400 Stars at home once again. After their long trip to Montana, as the two teams will shake hands. Once again, the Fargo Post 400 Comets winning 3 out of 4 games here at the 2024 Shields Invite, and including a 5-4 victory over the Bismarck Representatives, a 15-3 victory last night over the Brookings Shoots, and a 14-2 victory today over the Brandon Valley Lynx. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll talk to you again soon here. Tomorrow at 12 noon, first pitch, it's the Comets and the Minot Metros as the regular season starts to wind down here for North Dakota Legion Baseball. All right, we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a nice rest of your day.
Proceeding has been a copyrighted presentation of MSPN Digital Television. Visit us online at our website and by searching MSPN DTV on most social media platforms. Thanks for watching MSPN Digital Television.